no map to play because you've got some illusions running at you, spiders scouting you out, it's impossible to smoke gank, and that's why I think Secret, they need to be decisive with their heroes so that if they do ever get a kill on Brood, they still have the resources to sweep through the map and punish the hero that's kind of playing behind that Brood space.
Alright. Bans then going to be focusing on protecting the Pango here. Any obvious ones that haven't come out yet, or is it more a setting up for their next pick?
And there's two aspects of protecting Pango. One is to protect him in lane, where there's a subset of heroes that can be really rough for Pango. I think all of them are ranged. I don't know if... I guess Queen of Pain is one of the really bad ones, so I think this ban from Secret makes sense. The other one is protecting Pango against something like Rupture, right? Yep. Which is, honestly, Bloodseeker is a good pick for both teams. And OG have not shied away from picking that for Yuragi when it's the right game. So we could see that come out as a ban.
This is where Secret right now, it's like they could also think about, let's say, a Puck, for example. They don't really have clean CC, to respect BZM a little bit. And they're trying to look at OG and go, are you realistically going to open up this next phase of your draft with just a Bloodseeker? And they actually do respect it. They're scared of OG just 15 picking, just some quick Bloodseeker here. So, yep, they do go for the Bloodseeker ban.
What do you think just about, like, on OG, you have a Brood. Usually you want to play a mid hero that can, or heroes that can go to the Brood's lane. You don't really want to be, like, stuck sitting away from her because she has her power spikes. You want to play to that. I wouldn't mind seeing another Tiny for OG.
Yeah, I think it could be good.
Would be like great. Also, it's a hero that can help burst his Pango before he gets his roll off. Just anything that can kind of get on him before these fights start is chef's kiss.
I kind of like the Puck suggestion too. I don't think it's out of the question to put that in this game as OG, but I am a little bit bigger fan of the Tiny. The thing is, if you need to, when you need to show a pick now, which one is more exploited? I think you pick the support first.
I think here for OG, you pick the Tiny or the Tusk, something that can flex between the 4, the 5, and the mid. And then you have Hoodwink in that same kind of variable. So for Secret, you know the identity of OG's lineup, but you don't know where they're exactly going to go. And that gives OG the flexibility after to pick it. And no matter what scenario there, if you are picking these heroes, you can still pick the Park. You can pick any carry because they're very robust heroes that we're mentioning. Yep. So I wouldn't be surprised Tiny Tusk feels the most comfortable to enter the second phase with.
OG's turn to pick. Team Secret's turn to pick.
It's good. I like it. I think it's very stable.
Yeah, people love... you see it against Pango so much as well, just for the shards being able to be thrown in there and disrupting his like ability to chain stun a hero. So it's nice.
The thing with OG as well, they're doing the same playstyle that they did in the previous game, but this time it's going to be a little bit more scripted, where they're not free moving around the map together. OG is going to the Brood and crush whatever happening in the lane. The Hood is going to be the 5. A little bit more scripted. Again, I think Misha played free moving around the 5 in a game that he could never really get across the river and make plays happen. But this is a game where, as long as his carries are more self-sufficient, he can just suddenly run to the Brood lane and get 6 or 7 and start making these aggressive plays, paired with a Tusk, be it 4 or mid. I think it's going to unlock OG to be in the face of Secret. So they've already got Pangolin counter-aggressive going. And if they keep going counter-aggressive, they can punish OG. Let OG come to them and then take the fight. So that's why, like Legion, for example, it feels really good, right? The hero never really gets pushed out of lane. You can also deal with spiders. You basically just exist. And that's kind of what Secret needs to do. They just need to exist and not get run over by OG.
I think they need to be careful about this safe lane to not fall into a trap of not respecting Brood Tusk as a lane. I think this lane is actually really powerful on level 3. You shard people in, Brood uses her insatiable hunger, and you go in with tag team, and it's actually insane amounts of damage. A lot of standard melee carries can die to this lane pretty easily, and I don't think Rubik is enough of a protective line there. So this is nice for potentially safeguarding that if this will be played in the safe lane by Puppy the Phoenix. Attack speed slow just ruins Tusk Brood completely in the lane. They have no kill potential when Fire Spirits are available. This allows you to pick any carry you want if that's the lane you're expecting, because I think anything can float now.
Now I just really enjoy the Puck. I feel like there's no control, no lockdown, nothing to really punish. You sure you might get a duel off, but it just feels so clean. Flip side, you just put the Tusk mid, and then you don't have to have that awkward Tusk Brood lane into the Phoenix with the Fire Spirits, but it depends on how much BZM wants to run around the map and do things.
BZM plays mid-snap, right? The only reason I'm thinking about it is that a lot of the times teams love picking Snapfire against Phoenix for the little shredder. I'm not saying it's a good enough case to pick it here, but they do also have the Tusk combo that they had last game that worked out great. Maybe worth considering. Also, long-range artillery feels nice against Legion Commander. But I still like the Puck better overall, I think. I'm just looking at alternatives. I think having some way of reliably messing with the Pango seems pretty
some Void Spirit, something like that.
Seems very valuable.
I think my biggest problem
There we
with
go,
this
T.
puck though is
So good.
Easy.
Look at us.
OG second phase picks, come on.
yeah, but think about how the fights are gonna break out, right? If Secret go in with a duel onto anyone, right? Coiling is not really going to do anything because you're just going to egg on top of the duel, and then you have to decide on OG, do we want to focus down the egg, or do we want to try and win this duel and like stop that? And I think that's kind of like a hard choice to make. And I think if they do go in with like a puck coil and they get that egg off, it kind of forces them to de-initiate from their own initiation.
So are you hoping their last pick could either potentially be
10 seconds
more
remaining.
team fight, or do you think they might double down on a single target and that could be an
5
issue?
seconds
I
remaining.
think in regards to Secret, they need to have a hero that can rebuttal the poke that Puck provides. Because what Sheep just mentioned is a scenario where Secret are the aggressors in the game. And if at any point OG is able to be the aggressors, which their early game is a little bit more likely to happen, that's when it's really hard to hit the perfect spell combos, because it's like we're running away from a hero, how do we get them off cleanly? So I think for Secret, it's just get a hero themselves that can maybe just be in the front of the fight, force the Puck to have to run back, maybe get the vision to allow Legion to hit that clutch duel to then punish them. But yeah, they need a forward-thinking
area
hero.
is
10
that?
seconds
But
remaining.
ban-wise, OG's banning out a Tiny, so they might even be thinking it's like
I
some
think they ban
Legion.
They ban Tiny Carry, I think.
Oh, Tiny Carry?
Yeah, because he can lane against the Brood.
Oh,
pretty
sure,
well,
yeah, of
and
course.
he's good against Puck, right? I think it's actually a very good carry ban here to
Okay.
get rid of the Tiny. I don't see. I think Crystallis can play Legion Commander, but I feel like if you're going Legion Carry, that's a bit too wacky for me.
For his game
To be
too, they
honest.
have yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sold on that as the solution. I don't think that's what Secret want to do.
What do you think of something like a Sven who's just able... I want to see like more damage for this Legion, because right now I don't see how they win the duel super hard. Sven, or, like,
TA
who's
was
just able.
another
I want to
great
see
ban
like more
for that.
damage.
I really like OG's drafting today so far. I think it's been very, very sound.
But I think, yeah, like Sheep just mentioned, they do need that carry that if they get the duels, they can duel, get a kill, have number advantage, and run through. Punish OG's lack of team fight. And, okay, Alk v Brood, you farm the spiders. You are going to have those timings where you can kind of double jump, so it is kind of what Sheep was mentioning.
Yeah, it's nice too with the acid spray minus armor. You're playing with a Legion and a Pango. You're all going to be able to utilize that pretty well.
Uragi plays Ursa here, right?
Yeah,
10
probably.
seconds
they have
remaining.
really good tools to go Roche as well in Secret.
Phoenix, Alk,
5
and Legion.
seconds
So
remaining.
isn't this just an amazing Ursa game? You have Coil to set him up. He's not banned, right? I'm not. I
Don't think so.
No,
No,
I-
he's available.
feel like it's really good this game. Alternatively, what other carries could you put against Legion Commander that will also fare well against Alk? Because like something you in the past that players would play against Alchemist would be Morph, but he's banned. Drow's banned. Then there's Terrorblade, who has high armor, but I don't think he enjoys the Legion Phoenix lane in particular.
There you go, I see, yeah.
Choose your hero.
I think it's just really solid here for OG. I like it a lot, and as she pointed out, Roche is obviously going to be a point of contention here. I'm a little bit concerned for Secret's lineup whether they're ready to actually contest Roche #1. It dies really fast. It's tag team Ursa. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't get much faster than this. Are there heroes online? Like Alec needs time. Phoenix is kind of a greedier support. Don't know. I'm feeling the OG vibes again, if I'm honest.
I think for Secret at least, it's Boom versus Puck. Sorry, Boom versus Puck.
I was like,
Boom versus
interesting.
BZM, there we go. I think that's the main thing I'm looking at. If Pango rotates, if Puck just counter-rotates and punishes, that could then offset Secret's ability to actually want to group up confidently, because Puck is just doing so well. So I think if this Puck pops off, the rest of OG's lineup will just follow that momentum and crush Secret before they can find the farm. So Secret, once again, they're drafting for even though they have an Alk that can farm quick, they're still drafting for like the 20-25 minute timing, survive the first Aegis, get the second Aegis, then play Dota from there. So they have an Alk, but they're not going to be trying to win the game with the Alk in the first like 15 so minutes. So still prefer OG's lineup though, unfortunately.
Are you going to double down on Secret? You said Secret game one. I'm sorry, Techies game one. Is someone in the
There's
Secret
no
lineup?
There's no techies, so I have no allegiance
Yeah, all right.
to Team Secret.
That's-
I like the fact that they have easy like aura builders on OG and like combine that with their ability to take a quick Roche and just fight really early. I think OG is looking a lot stronger.
Alrighty, well, it seems to be unanimous. That's what I'm looking for. To be in OG's favor here on the panel, but let's see what B Cup and Lacoste, your casters, have to say about where they favor.
Thank you very much. Will we keep it unanimous? What's your thoughts here, Lacoste? I'll give mine based on what you say.
I
and
don't have to be smart at all. You know, one of the most famous lines in Dota. Synderen was on panel. Alchemist was picked. It was not said. If it's an Alchemist game, it's an Alchemist game. I haven't heard it on the panel. So that means that OG has a really good draft. You know, that I also thought that they're going to be putting Phoenix with that Alchemist, but it's gonna be Rubik. Puppy will be playing Rubik, it seems, starting with the Boots of Speed. Oh, never mind. Maybe they're just looking at the items. It's still gonna be Phoenix in the lane, because there's something that was said on the panel is this Tusk plus Broodmother lane. It's super strong. Once they, like, even not just level 3, but once you have a point in tag team and insatiable hunger, I don't think you can sustain through it, and you want to have Phoenix Fire Spirits in that lane to be able to reduce the damage. It's all about the attack speed, and if you reduce their attack speed, they're not going to be able to do as much.
So we'll see how that lane goes, and if it's going to favor OG completely like the odds at esportsbet.io. It's seemed that way so far, with OG taking game number 1, and well, coming into game number 2, they're looking at a sweep. A clean sweep.
I was talking about Puppy having Boots of Speed. He just went in there with the Boots of Speed, sold his Boots of Speed, because you have enough time after we added that extra timer on selling the items, and then he bought different items. So I was wondering, like, why does he have Boots of Speed? It's not that good of a game for Boots of Speed in this lane. Usually Rubiks don't start with it. So pretty clever. This man, this Puppy guy, you know, he has a couple of tricks up his sleeve.
He's still got it.
Yeah.
He's still, you know, got the mindset ready to go. Something we talked about earlier, mindset with BZM. But it's interesting to kind of see these veterans, these long veterans, kind of get it done. So
and lane swapping is starting to happen. Crystallis on the top lane playing Alchemist, while Rezo's on the safe lane. OG already making a move.
So we'll see how OG react. We've got DM coming into the top lane to join Misha here on this Hoodwink. And we'll see if they make any other changes on this one, as Misha, sitting at about half health, needs to be maybe a little bit careful of a Fade Bolt and some right clicks, but level 2 will probably be the bigger chunk of damage output from Secret.
It's one of those lane swaps where supports sometimes do benefit quite a lot, because they get to some solo XP. For now, Misha's TPing bottom.
Yeah, they TP'd Misha probably for a swap, but that means that they'll have shards, they'll have
one more
Misha
hit
with a bushwhack, and with the early damage from an Ursa, they'll get first blood. They took out Zayats on this one, and OG with 3 heroes down here bottom. Easy peasy.
Beautifully done by Misha, not just that he rotated, but he also, as you said, decided to go for a kill. Tusk still level 1, halfway there until level 2, and then with the point in tag team or having point in a snowball. This hero is just way too good. One of the reasons why he's one of the most contested heroes right now. But DM on the top lane trading really well. He did pull the lane, or made a new lane, but this means that Crystallis is gonna get some solo farm here. Still thinking about his
bottom
second
lane
point.
again. Zayat's in trouble. Bushwhack lands. Acorn shot is in, and Misha's got a kill. They'll take out this Phoenix again. So 2 kills on this Phoenix already.
OG started 2 times with the tri-lane when they played against Tundra in the DPC the other day, and seems like they're gonna keep this tri-lane for a while.
It's certainly one that could stay aggressive, right? As long as you've got mana, you're ready to go. Bushwhack, Acorn shot. Yuragi could just jump in, and you've got the extra help from the shards, and eventually level 2 for this Tusk too. So I'm not really. I think OG could keep it this way. They could go with a second up top, but DM, he's doing okay at the moment.
It's all about the experience, getting that level 6 on Broodmother, and Crystal is still no point in Greevil's Grid. He just got it. I think he could have gotten some extra gold. Was thinking about it. Like, this is a lane, I think, where you want to maybe even put the second point in Greevil's Greed, because you're not using that acid spray as much. And I don't think you're killing Broodmother anyway. But we're going to talk about the mid lane. Pango against Puck. Classic counter to Pangolier, where you have a way to stop his from using the Rolling Thunder. And you can expect rotation on level 6 on Puck to happen. This bottom lane's going really well.
Icarus dive away. Zayat's just able to escape, and I believe there was an acorn shot there that was Rezo using a tango to make sure that that tree was taken out. So Puppey gets a courier. Mid, like you said, it's kind of even, and we'll see how Pangolier is able to do once, obviously, that level 6, that Dream Coil is available to them. How they react around this puck on the side of Secret. There was just this play over bottom I was looking at, but we'll talk about it in a second, as over mid, BZM got a little bit low in some well-placed shards by Taiga, but no follow-up. I thought for a second, Misha, he dropped down that little flagpole to like trick the acorn shot mentality, right? Put it right next to the Legion. It was just like, is it an acorn shot? No, not at the moment.
What could it possibly be?
But
You never know.
You know, just a quick, the quick thought, right?
Mid lane, snowball.
Mid lane, snowball, shards, boom. Nice. Okay for now, but Puppey coming in with a rotation. Telekinesis is up into the air and then down into the hands of Boom for a kill for the side of Secret.
That was a slightly difficult kill to get there. Boom's courier just delivered him infused raindrops, so he's way more tanky. They tried to use the opportunity with the shield crash and swashbuckle being on cooldown, but didn't happen.
Well, Bushwhack, acorn shot, harassment coming in from Misha. Pretty confident on this Hoodwink, as we've seen in the past. And Crystal is sitting at 31 CS, so we'll see how his gold starts to stack up and what he's able to accomplish going into the Radiance first. So Rezo bottom, only 20 CS. Bottom in terms of cores. This has been an aggressive lane, like we said, but it's not exactly sitting tri-lane anymore.
Not an easy lane for him. As I said, the tri-lane, Ursa off to a good start. He was the one who got the first blood, has that Ring of Health, so he doesn't care about harassment from Phoenix, who just hit level 3, or Legion Commander level 4. He knows that he can get out of the trouble easily. So Yuragi on this bottom lane, very safe when it comes down to surviving next couple of minutes until Pango decides to make a rotation. 6-minute rune. Let's see who from OG is gonna make a scout, see what's gonna happen. For now, Puppey again stacking the big camp, maximizing his movement around the map.
It's a double damage bottom, and
Lift is available.
Yeah, gonna be lifted up into the air. The snowball comes in for the save. Dream Coil on the 2. Shards will block him out, and the Dream Coil will keep him placed there. His bottom lane resolution. One more right click. Can Yuragi get there into the trees? But the Bushwhack lands, and if you're gonna surround yourself by trees, a Bushwhack's an easy target. And Rezo drops to this Ursa.
Misha having a much better game on Hoodwink than when they played against Tundra, setting up the kills, involved in all 3 kills so far. Has Ring of Bassi available to give himself and Ursa some extra mana. First coil, Team Secret, like you play against Puck Pango matchup, you know that they're gonna try to use this coil to get a kill, so Team Secret matching the aggression, bringing in numbers one more time as they did in game 1.
Misha sees Boom, by the way, as he's rotated down into the jungle. Look at these stacks being made for this Alchemist by the Alchemist. Nice stacks. Pretty efficient, and a lot of gold coming in.
Oh, these are 2 troll camps, so a lot of skelly bros.
Ooh.
Which means a lot of extra gold, and seems like the stack is not going to be contested. Puppey already placed the ward in the river to scout things out. He's going to find all the neutral items. It's very important they protect this Alchemist for the next 2-3 minutes.
Boom going in with the ult. Yuragi's under the tower, but nobody else is here to help out Boom just yet. Going away from Yuragi. Zayats TP'd in, and Boom just kind of was like, all right, I'm out. See you later. Easy rolling thunder. Puck also made the rotation down. So BZM and Yuragi are sitting towards bottom. But only a Phoenix there for now. As Alchemist now going for the Ancient stack.
Stacking it one more time for himself. This is a big Ancient stack. It's gonna take a while until he farms it completely.
But it is a lot of gold coming in. Rezo actually swapped himself towards top. Misha coming in again. They've also got DM coming over, so Shards, Bushwhack. The Bushwhack pulls him out of the Shards, but it's not looking like it's gonna matter. Easy kill for DM.
Yuragi on the bottom lane. We talked about him being level 6, going into Battle Fury, pretty standard stuff on Ursa. This way you match up the farm from Alchemist. And he's having a good time. He's 500 behind Alchemist. Well, now 700, now that the Alchemist started to farm the big ancient creeps.
Yeah, farming it with that level 4 in the acid spray, just right-clicking away, hoping to get to that Radiance as quickly as possible. He's close to the Sacred Relic. Those two big stacks were very big to bring Crystallis the farm that he really wants on this Alch. After the lane was kind of quiet, but still stacking while farming. Looking pretty good for the Alch overall.
And he drags the creeps all the way to the south, so he's not gonna get ganked. 2 observer wards in the river, placed by Puppey, just to make sure. And he was also standing on the high ground in case they decide to go in, and duel is available.
Yeah, telekinesis, and now do they have the damage? Taiga is gonna be dueled up. It is lacking. The duel is not gonna be victorious. It's actually gonna be technically a draw, but well, we'll still get the kill afterwards, and Puppey will get credit for that one. So no dual damage, which you're a Legion, you really want to get out of the gates quick. Meanwhile, DM bottom is spreading the spiders out, getting some vision and making sure that nobody's coming over while he takes that tier 1 tower. But
top tower is under attack.
They have a Legion commander, but yeah, he was not available to defend the tower. Rest of the OG members already in vicinity, ready to go on a target if he shows up. This time, Taiga having a bit of a tougher time in the game, finding experience. Only level 4, buys the book for himself.
Yeah, so he'll get that 10-minute tome. Phoenix will also get the 10-minute tome, so Zayat is looking to get that Supernova active and available. And we'll see where they go from there. Again, just trying to leave Crystallis some time to farm, as he's 700 gold short of picking up the Sacred Relic and getting into the Radiance as quickly as he can. He's 1,000 gold ahead of the Ursa now. So we'll see how quickly Yuragi also kind of has the ability to counter this Grievel's Greed with a Battle Fury of his own and trying to farm and keep pace. But boom, coming over and looking for BZM.
Looking for telekinesis.
Stun, BZM, Icarus dive, and the chase is on. The Sunray is on him, and
ooh, Swashbuckle misses.
Swashbuckle off the mark. So BZM is just able to use that illusory orb to jaunt back behind the tower and out of the hands of Zayats, and really just free to leave.
Rest of OG members, meanwhile, on a mid lane. They even brought to DM, who's controlling the jungle. 4 points in Overwhelming Odds. This is what's gonna stop the spiders from pushing in tower. Mech available on DM. Pretty, I would say, standard build these days, now that the raid pack is gone.
Shards, Icarus dive though, getting past the shards. They're trying to maybe get a telekinesis so they can set up the duel here for resolution, and
this is exactly the first dual damage.
So 10 dual victory damage in. And resolution, he's now 1 for 2.
Middle tower is under attack.
Bottom is being pinged out. Resolution, he's like, I'm gonna stick where the spider is. Oh, I'm not afraid of this one.
Might be afraid of the bear though. Yuragi waiting up the steps for him as he started to cross over to go down and protect that tier 2 buy. So that gives DM more time to just put damage in onto this tower. Once DM spots him, he brings him and some of the spiders back. Bushwhack, sharpshooter. Icarus dive from the Phoenix. Not scared to pop that supernova if need be, and just get some space between Zayats and Misha.
Pango is about to finish off his Diffusal Blade. This is where it starts annoying, especially against these low mana pool heroes like a Tusk, Ursa. They don't have much, like even Puck, who's sitting very low right now, but they want to heavily commit to this tower. Haste is available, OG. 4 heroes hitting a tower, and DM gets the last hit, going into Guardian Greaves, which is gonna tank up. Very effective against the Alchemist, against the Legion Commander, and Alchemist Crystallis finished off that Radiance. If you think that he has farmed for 12 minutes, now it's time to actually get some farm with the Radiance, and Grievel's Greed is maxed out.
Yeah, so he'd be skyrocketing in terms of net worth. Look at this ward that Boom's sitting under. And, well, we'll take a look at it in a second, because I think there's going to be a smoke play on this Alch, or maybe even going the other way towards Puppey. They'll find this Rubik.
Will you not, Rai? dies in my presence.
They don't exactly catch the Alchemist, but again, this ward now giving vision over onto Boom. Sharpshooter Walrus punch into the air, and they'll end up getting another kill. The Alk is going over, the snowball lands, the unstable concoction comes through, but Zayats just blows open the supernova. The duel's not going to have another victory, but Misha ends up dying. But Rezo gives up his life for that. They still look over at Crystallis, and it's an ultra kill for BZM.
Oh, BZM managing to reset multiple times in a fight. Some good shard placement, and rest of the Team Secret members, they're not on the same page if they are going to go for this Hoodwink or if they're going to go for Tusk. Maybe he thought Tusk is going to die anyway. I'm going to burn him down with the Radiance, but it was not enough. And, you know, one of the reasons why OG in the end decided to pick Puck against Pangolier. Use a coil, more than enough time. And yeah, look at that beautiful shard place from Taiga. Only losing Misha in that fight. BZM just picked up Witchblade and went into a fight, used it multiple times. Something that Panel talked about, taking Roshan with Ursa. Not just Ursa, this is also DD on Puck. They have Seeds of Serenity plus a tag team, so uncontested.
And they see them coming again towards this Roche. They might just fight off it. Never mind. I lied. They went the other way.
Under attack.
It's okay to lie from time to time. I do it all the time.
It's just you sprinkle in some lies there, here and there. It always 50% of the time works out every time. So, again, it's just I'm really liking this ward place by Taiga. I don't know. It's in a fun spot on those steps. Just getting them a lot of vision, a lot of information as they were taking that Roche. And as they were taking that fight as well. So DM, he'll just continue to farm now going into a pipe. He's got the Guardian Greaves finished off. You talked about this and the sustainability that it brings to the team.
That inventory on Broodmother looks very desperate. It looks like, what the hell are you doing? Like, it's 7k gold in terms of net worth of items.
Snowball, shards, and a Walrus punch. Yuragi coming over, Resolution in a little bit of trouble as the right clicks come through, and they'll get the kill with the Ursa. But telekinesis up into the air, Rolling Thunder, bouncing him up one more time. He's got the Aegis, but no longer. Supernova, was it timed right? Oh, trying to get away. They've got the stun. The Supernova hits, but the snowball save is there. Shards, Crystallis in trouble. The Walrus punch coming out from Taiga. The Sunray keeping him alive.
Greaves is available.
And they've got the Greaves to heal up. That means they're going to be able to take this fight and look for more. Crystallis, boom, on the run. Misha, he throws an Acorn shot down, but he doesn't get the Bushwhack to land. The right clicks in from Doom, as well as the Waning Rift. They get the combination to get the kill on a Boom. They'll look over at Puppy, as well as Zayats. He's already used the Supernova. Resolution back into the fight. Looking at Misha to try and get a duel potentially, but he burns out from the Fire Spirits. So they're back up on the high ground on OG. They'll place down an Obs and get that vision and walk away with a victory in hand.
OG taking a fight with Aegis, using it almost perfectly. The Ursa doesn't die. In the end, they kill the Alchemist. It's very important that they slow him down. And you talked about Taiga's ward on the steps. There's another one.
Yeah, this ward that just got placed, it gives them this vision that they want to make a move on. They've got a duel on the back lines, though, trying to take out Taiga, but again, he can't win it. The Greaves are going to come up big. They get the kill on Zayats. They'll look over at Resolution. 4 heroes here. They're looking for a high five. He won't reciprocate, but he'll give up his life. Yuragi now with a mega kill streak and a double kill in that exchange.
And this is also going to be a tower. DM hitting the tower. Outpost about to be taken by Yuragi. OG doesn't rely on any cooldowns to take these fights. They don't care about having a coil as much because they can still kill Pangolier. He does not have a defensive tool, especially now that Ursa picked up a Blink Dagger, so he will be able to jump onto a target, lock onto it, and dismantle it.
And it has been all OG again, and yeah, Yuragi having quite the game. By the way, Taiga going back into the boots of Baron. Liking this item. We don't see it built too often. Not one of those like highly. It's not Wraithband, you know. It's not getting picked up all the time, and not Greaves. I feel like Greaves is certainly up there too.
They don't have much slow on side of Secret. This is like Pango's Shield Crash, and that's about it. Phoenix doesn't have a shard yet, but yeah, it gives them. It's something that Crit did quite a lot at the start of the first DPC tour previous season. He did go for brown boots into drums every single game. This time around, it's gonna be full boots of Baron. He might swap things around, because he still has 8 charges on the drums. So Blink Dagger looking a bit more juicy. It's a save from Legion's Commander duel, but this Legion Commander not having that good of a time.
No, still, I believe, just that one victory. Yeah. So it's 10, which is really negligible at the end of the day.
He almost has more on that status bar, bigger number from Occult Bracelet than that he has from dual victory damage. He had 5 stacks.
Half the number, but easier to obtain, it seems. So, Crystallis, he's still obviously with the Alk farming top of the net worth, but it is a tight race when you consider it's an Alchemist. And what Yuragi's been able to accomplish going next into the BKB after picking up this Blink Dagger. And then you can see in his quick buy, he's also got the Basher full Abyssal to follow that up.
Level 15 on that Ursa. Yuragi getting way too much from the Battle Fury. Same level as Alchemist, but this Ursa feels super strong. And next Roshan's gonna respawn potentially in 3 minutes. OG can still take one big fight, get that BKB on Ursa, and for the next Roche fight, he might be able to have it. They do have Duel, which is pretty much the only spell that Ursa needs to be careful about, but with the Snowball save, I think Yuragi's relatively safe. This second Roshan, you can't allow Ursa team to pick it up, because if he gets the shard, if he gets the Aegis, he's almost unkillable.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep him unkillable. They'll go through. They've got a duel on the back lines. Supernova in a decent spot. They finally get some more dual victory damage as they get both Misha and Taiga. A little bit over aggressive from the Tusk there. Snowball Shards Walrus Punch combo, but in the end, it's not enough damage. And finally, Resolution now up to 30 as he's got that level 2 on the duel, so an extra 20 damage for him. But at the same time, bottom tier 3 getting pushed in, half the damage already done.
DM being very annoying on Brood. Finished full pipe, so damage output from Team Secret is gonna be very limited. Having that aura, and BZM is gonna go for another one.
Getting that kill on Puppey. Double damage available for quite some time, using the Seeds of Serenity to heal up a little bit and maybe look for more. They are continuing to just kind of like push through bottom. They've got that ward on the steps. They've got DM down there, taking control of Secret's jungle, and well, taking control of past the tier 2.
Oh, they get the kill.
That might be a little bit too far, BZM.
Okay, you know, keeping things in balance. How much gold was that? Almost 1,000 gold between two of them.
Sheesh.
700 for Pango and some extra gold for, I believe, Phoenix. And yeah, Pango definitely gonna have a good time from getting that gold. Just picked up the shard, so he can protect himself once he's not silenced. Still difficult to task. This Pango, you know, you're playing into Puck. It's gonna be difficult, not just Puck, but also Puck plus Ursa, who does have a BKB, so he can remove the disarm.
Series odds flashing again from esportsbet.io, and OG with a 2K lead. They are the favorites in this series, so we'll see if they can close it up and secure those odds. Meanwhile, a little bit of lag coming out for Misha, and a 3-man smoke start for OG. As they're going to look towards, I believe, bottom and kind of this mid area where Secret are at. Haste rune. Pick that up.
This is one of the few runes, active runes, that Team Secret did pick up.
That's been all OG so far. And they're coming over. Bushwhack actually doesn't land. They've got the snowball. It's not going to matter. Boom, blew up. He went boom. They're going to go for more. They'll look over at Crystallis, and now Puppey is in their crosshairs. But, well, he gets out for now. He's surviving for the moment, and Crystallis getting chased by DM. And now they've got themselves a 2-man Dream Court with a BKB pop by this Alchemist. Telekinesis onto the Tusk. And it's only going to be Boom who dies.
But they got the BKB usage out from Crystallis. That's pretty huge.
It looked like they had such good positioning going into the fight that I thought it was going to be a clean sweep.
OG placed an observer ward on high ground plus a sentry, so they got a glimpse of vision. Bushwhack did not connect. It's very... Oh, Team Secret. I don't know if we have ability to see the heat map, but the DM has been on this bottom for a very long time, and the rest of the Team Secret members, they were just not there. Like, they can't enter.
He has pretty much been stationed there. Would certainly be up high in the Kelvin range of that heat map. So we'll see how they're going to secure themselves around this Roche pit. I think OG, the idea right now is for them to kind of just sit here, maybe get a pick off and look for this second Roche. So Blink Dagger picked up by Misha. Maybe that'll help him out in terms of just getting a little bit of better positioning. I think his Bushwhacks, his Acorn shots, everything's been on the money, but always nice to have that little bit of mobility, right? Just to make it a bit easier for yourself.
AC finished on Alchemist. That's a lot of minus armor.
Ooh, duel coming through.
Where's the follow-up?
There is none. So BZM just gets to survive. Here comes the rest of OG.
Plus a rolling that this rush belongs to OG, not just Roche. It seems like the whole fight.
And this fight certainly going to belong to them as well. Zayat's going to drop. They'll get the kill on a puppy. They'll look over at Boom. He blinks away. They'll send them packing. And, well, they put the pressure on the tier 2 mid. They put the pressure over in the jungle. And they can look towards Roche. The first one's quick. The second one, feeling like it's going to be even quicker.
This is dead in 10 seconds with the tag team available, and Ursa, if he has overpower coming into it. Team Secret, they cannot contest it. We see one of the issues that they have with the lineup. Legion Commander does not have that hero to play with. Is sitting on 30 damage from duel, but it's not enough. He can't go for the solo pickoffs. This is not the Blade Mail build, and there's no real burst damage. Like, yeah, sure, Rubik with the Fate Bolt, but that's about it. Pango with his 2 abilities, but that's very limited considering that DM has been on point where he is to keep his teammates alive with the Guardian Greaves or Pipe. Going into Hex next.
Unstable Concoction thrown over onto the Ursa. This might be the second time that they're able to get the Aegis out of his hands quickly, but they've got the duel over to the side with the Snowball Stave coming out from Taiga. Rezo taking a lot of damage and on the run, but into the grave he goes. Misha, he ends up falling with the Walrus Punch out, but not enough. Taiga will drop as well. It seems like Secret, when they take kills and they get something in the fights, it's always the supports, the cores, able to evacuate the exchange.
Yeah, they're way too tanky. I think it's a correct move to go for the supports. Ursa dropped very low, forced to pop his BKB and Enrage. So, he's what, level 18 right now, so 32nd on Enrage, has that Enrage on Earthshock as well. Picked up the shard, going into Abyssal Blade next.
Not going into the blink, but you said the Abyssal Blade is next. They'll go in. They've got Uragi coming in with a Dream Coil placed by BZM. They get a kill on a Crystallis. They'll follow this up with an aggression and some play on a Puppy, but Puppy able to find the doggy door and get out of that one.
Another DD spawn bottom.
All the power runes going the way of OG. You know, there's been 11 kills here for Secret. One of them has been on a core. That's it. It's been devastating, these fights for Secret. And, gosh, Uragi right on the Puppy. Nowhere safe, not even behind your tower.
15 seconds without Alchemist. They use Pipe. How much damage? Where's Ursa? He's going
Misha
in.
Misha ready to drop an Acorn shot as well as a Bushwhack. They'll throw the Bushwhack. It's not going to land on anything. They get the kill on the Zayat. They'll buy back on Puppy. They've got the Phoenix available with a buyback, and he'll use it too. There's the Unstable Concoction, but Yaragi's still working with an Aegis, so getting a kill there twice is going to be very difficult to find. They'll go to the Sunray. It's onto the Ursa, but Ursa able to survive, not taking any damage at the moment. He is just able to sit there in the base as the swashbuckle from Boom lands, but it's still just not enough. Shards blocking at Crystallis. Boom going in with a shield crash, and Uragi finally losing that Aegis. But the Walrus Punch comes in from Taiga as well as the Snowball follow-up to get the lockdown to continually be onto the Alchemist. They'll pop the BKB, and there's Boom going down to Uragi with just 3 shots. They go for more. BZM was in the back lines, but he's going to escape with that Illusory Orb again. He's got a double damage if they want to re-engage. They've got all 5 heroes here, and Misha goes in with an Acorn shot as well as a Bushwhack once again. Sharpshooter hits on a Zayat. He'll Icarus dive back into into the base. As the unstable concoction hits out of the Brood Mother, they get the gun of Puppey. As Yuragi, he's deep into this secret side.
And they got what they came for. They got a couple of buybacks, they got the set of barracks, and again, using this Aegis, getting the full value pretty much from it. Tier 2 tower available on a mid lane. Team Secret, they just don't have enough damage to punch back.
Yeah, there is really zero punchback coming in.
These damage numbers from Ursa, insane. Same goes for BZM. Like, Yuragi having a perfect game so far. 11, 0, and 6 on Ursa.
Yeah, it really is a perfect game for him so far. OG throwing hands, Secret throwing pillows. They really can't punch back. It is just... I mean, the few kills, the only 2 times they got Yuragi is when he's feeling confident with the Aegis.
Yeah, if he didn't have Aegis there, he would definitely not play as aggressive, so... That would, his positioning is on point, and also the saves, the Greaves, the snowballs, and just being able to kite around Ursa, understanding where they can go in, when they can overextend. I'm not talking about that one BZM's death, and he does have this time Link and Seer to protect themselves against Duel.
Yeah, so they, again, have been short the duel damage and short the damage in the duels, so things not really lining up for a Legion commander at the moment. Sentry placed there behind the tier 2 tower up towards top to catch potentially Secret leaving the base. And they've got a deep obs there too that was placed by Misha when he scurried in. It's right by their Ancient.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So let's see how Secret can respond, because again, you know, you talked about the heat map you wanted to see for DM. What about the heat map for Secret? They have been so tucked back into their base and their side of the map. Walrus Punch comes out as well as the Shards. They get the kill on the Zions. He's not going to have buyback on this one. Dead for 60 seconds. The Sharpshooter hits on a Crystallis, and down goes the Alchemist too.
Me Sharpshooter, he gets a really nice bushwhack into Sharpshooter. Rest of the team also there cannot get the BKB off. No one to cut down the tree, and this might just be the game.
Looking like it's a possibility, that's for sure. I mean, look at where BZM is. He is just deep inside their base. They'll look for Puppey. They'll get 2. They'll take out Resolution. And with that team wipe, it's a GG call. It's a 2-0 sweep. And OG take out Secret in this series.
OG, they made it look relatively easy in this series. Very nice moves from start to finish in both of these games. Going inside the triangle, they did allow Alchemist to farm his Radiance, but after that, the map was getting smaller and smaller. DM on the Brood Mother, also one of his heroes. We can see why this hero gets banned, or why you need to be a specialist to play it on this professional level.
Right.
Yeah, he just dominated. Like, this Guardian Greaves pickup did allow them to play so aggressively, keeping them, all of them, safe. We've seen this dual damage not getting any winners, you know, but overall, some really good performance. Team Secret, they remind me of a Team Secret during the first, even second tour of the previous DPC season, where it takes a little bit more time for them to get into the groove.
Yeah, they got to get the ball rolling eventually, and OG, they've got the ball rolling. I mean, Secret was never able to cross the river, and OG was constantly on their side of the map. They take the 2-0 sweep over Secret, and we're going to have it broken down by the glorious panel. Panel, take it away.
A 2-0 for OG, and this game, number 2, felt no real difference in terms of the performance by Secret compared to game 1. I feel like your face just says the opposite, Sheep.
What? No, I was gonna say, yeah, no.
Agree.
What can you do? Sad, unlucky,
GG, go next.
yeah. Just RNG, really.
RNG in the draft, where OG, of course, allowed to control the RNG, and they picked very good heroes. And yeah, I just feel like the step up from the previous OG series to this, they really learned about them, I think, mistakes the first one, and just gone, okay, this is how we want to play our Dota. And I think especially, I think maybe even for Misha again in this second series, being able to play Hoodwink in this style, when the rest of his team are taking over the map, playing the game, he's able to be just this like ruthless kind of assassin type. And of course BZM is the one just leading the charge. But again, I just feel OG, if they get to have this style of drafts in the future, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Do you guys want to outline the potential downfalls of Legion Commander or Alk first in that Secret lineup, and why they didn't really have impact back to this game?
I mean, I think first of all, if we start at minute 0, OG's lane swapping and setting up the tri-lane bottom to put the pressure in the beginning was really fruitful. And then they swapped the lanes around shortly after to get the matchups that they wanted. I think they kind of benefited more from that beginning than Secret would have. So this was one of the situations where a tri-lane from OG actually was useful because of the way they ended up not leaving DM alone afterwards and kind of handling the earlier portion of the game. As far as Legion and Alk go, I mean, this is the problem that I have with picking this pairing as such, is that Alchemist needs a lot of time and space, and Legion is kind of, from my perspective, one of the slowest offlaners, right? You need quite a few items before you really start putting pressure. Your spells aren't inherently powerful, so you're relying a lot on your teammates to do the damage during the duel, but who is doing that damage, right? You have a Pango mid who can. Alchemist is out in the jungle farming. Your support to a Rubik, Phoenix, it's okay, but I feel like the pace was just fully dictated by OG and this obviously amazing last pick Ursa that just got to do whatever he wanted from start to finish.
Yeah, I feel like this Brood was a massive part of that, especially because he got his mech by like 12 minutes and then was coming mid, pushing the mid tower and opening the map up by taking that down. And then after that, he just controls the boss side of the map and is constantly applying pressure to this tier 2 tower, to the tier 3 tower, and forcing Secret to bring heroes down there. And this is happening so early that it makes it easy for OG to invade the triangle. And you saw them go in there, get pickoffs on heroes and kills, and take these fights, and they're very numbers favored to them because people are being drawn towards dealing with the Brood. I mean, it's more of a 4v4, but like their heroes are just better and they've had a better start, so it was just much easier for OG to execute that.
Yeah, just for Secret, going back to the whole Legion Alchemist thing as well, it's like the heroes that want to exist in their side lanes, push it out, get fat, and then they group and go. But when you have OG picking heroes that can ignore the side lanes and then cut through the jungle and kind of go from like in out, if that makes sense, then it's really bad for Secret having more static, greedier cores because they just can't mirror the move and speed in which they kind of move throughout the jungle. And like Sheep mentioned, when you have Brood playing bottom and OG with 4 are able to then contest, or even as 3 able to contest triangle and fight them there because it's like, where's your stuns? It's an issue for Secret. So I think Secret, they are drafting and playing like they did last year, and I don't think they've really found that groove or adaptation to slot Boom into the mix and to understand where Rezo and Chrysalis need to kind of sit on the team in regards to what type of Dota they're playing to enable all the cores. Because when, again, with the drafts they're having right now, I think if this was old school Secret, they might have gone a little bit longer. But with the new age of Secret, they're still trying to find their footing, and unfortunately, they've had to take an L in 2 series now to get to this point, and maybe in the next series they find that rhythm and understanding of how to unlock everyone, because it's just a little bit too static in nature, I feel, for this meta at least.
Who stood out for you for this game on the side of OG? Who's enabling all of that proactive play in your eyes?
I'd still go probably BZM first because he's on this unkillable puck, no real lockdown. But I think just, yeah, the supports of OG, Misha and Tiger, they play with so much confidence behind him that they know he's going to tank up a key spell. They know he's going to at least give the vision required so that you can be a little bit just greedier in the fights. But again, this is just the OG playstyle. Have a small advantage and just throw bodies into the jungle.
Anything else you guys want to add on Puck as we see some of these stats here from Game 2?
I mean, I like the way OG recognized how early they could do the 2 Roches. I think that's kind of the final nail in the coffin, right? Is getting Ursa that Aegis, and he just plays with amazing confidence and plays off the puck very well. Yeah, honestly can't really put a finger on OG's play this game. I think they had a really good understanding of what the flow of the game needed to be. As you pointed out a couple of times now, the way they distribute the map against Alk, this is how you handle this hero in a game like this, is that you just understand that you can overwhelm and then distribute the map accordingly by having Brood cover half and you cover the other half. So nice.
You might not be able to put your finger on it, which means we could potentially ask OG, as we do have an interview with one of their players. It's Misha. He's going to be joining us, and we get to ask him some questions here about the performance so far. Misha, congratulations on this win. Is it a relief to get a win here in your second series of Division 1?
Of course, a relief. I don't want to start 0-2. It's depressing.
Yeah, a little bit. No one wants to have that at all. I'm going to ask straight up, how has the transition been with having DM come into the team and sort of being comfortable with him and his playstyle?
DM brings a lot of different dynamics into the team. He calls a lot. He talks a lot about what his hero needs. He talks a lot about drafts. He also, even though he just came to our team, he is trying to affect like all parts of the game that he can reach. He helps suppers sometimes to do their job, or like when we're watching the replays, yo, what do you do? So he's a very, very big gem, and glad we found him.
Yeah, sounds like he's adding a lot of value for you guys. Game 1, you got your hands on the Lina. Were you a little bit surprised? Do you feel like it's a hero that's been figured out a bit more in Western Europe now?
No, just clean after win. Nothing you can do.
All right, that's definitely fair. That's how we see it too.
Okay, all right. We gotta know. You guys are tri-laning. What is up with that? Whose idea was it to start playing around with tri-lanes?
We just decided to become gaming gladiators 1 year ago. We just trialing everybody. We were playing scrims. We lose lanes to everybody 2v2. We just got trialing. Good luck.
Decent.
Oh.
Okay.
Away you go.
Yeah, so you guys obviously had a break between TI and this time. I believe you played no tournaments at all in between, is that correct?
Yeah, we didn't.
So how do you, in Dota terms, that's a really long break of like 2.5 months almost, right? How do you stay motivated, and how do you spend that time? Is it like, okay guys, we take a month off, you do whatever you want, or how do you stay focused going into DPC?
I mean, first of all, like after the previous year, it was like so overwhelming and big, and so many travels and so many tournaments. And first month we like disappeared, don't talk to each other, don't chat, no schedule, nothing. Like it's like everybody wants like some relief, like to breathe and like live your life at least. But then, of course, we start like looking at each other, writing like, yo, why don't you play pubs? Everything starts with pubs, ranked. So you enable everyone, everybody starts playing, and then in a few weeks you can start screaming. But yeah, pubs go first.
Sure. Again, congratulations on the victory. I have 2 questions. First of all, it looks like you're all obviously at home. I know last year, OG, they had kind of like a half and half. Some players were at boot camp. I think Amar was obviously at home. Are you planning on having a boot camp this year and getting the guys together?
Of course, we do plan to make a bootcamp this year, but we feel comfortable to play DPC from home. And yeah, that's our approach.
Is there any like reasoning in regards to like that, finding that comfort? Is it maybe the players or something?
I mean, many reasons, in my opinion, go into that. I think, first of all, to bring players. For example, we want to bootcamp before DPC. We need to bring players to the bootcamp. It takes like few days, then they have to like gather their stuff, then travel day, then the first day in a bootcamp. So you wait 3 days, and then like comfort aspect of also like everybody is at home, everybody is at their peak power, everybody is comfortable, and if you are disciplined enough as a team, and you can do everything you do at bootcamp in Discord. You just stream the screen, you talk about heroes, you gather everybody talks. If somebody is silent, you knock on him, you ask. Like, if you're actually like passionate, you can do everything from home, I believe.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Nice. And second question, I see you looks like you're growing out a little bit of a beard. Are you going to be continuing this potentially? Maybe
No. I
don't
wanted
shave
to shave yesterday before the game. Yeah, I wanted to shave yesterday, gonna shave right now.
No. How about this?
100%.
Don't shave until TI. Let's just see how messy it gets. No?
One more word and I go for razor blade.
Go, do it.
And
Right,
shaving
live on camera, right now. Live on stream, lad. Damn it. Oh, I thought we were going to get another beard, lad. But all right, fair enough.
Oh, I have another serious question. Obviously, you guys played against Tundra. I was wondering if you could share your thoughts on how that series was, both for you and also like what you think of Tundra versus how they played at TI.
I think they play maybe 10% less energy, 5% less energy, but overall, when you play against them, it's very different from watching replays of Thunder, because you actually realize they are like so high skilled in every strafe they do. They attack you, they go back, they force movements, they split heroes on map so good. On replay, it just seems obvious. Oh, Thunder ganked you, nothing else. But when you're in a game, it can be even impossible to land a gank on them like in 20 minutes, you know? Like you try to smoke, oh, nobody is here. Oh, again, nobody. Oh, I can't like hit a single spell. Like they're so careful, and then they go on you. And yeah, this is like definitely like top team right now. And yeah, need to learn from them.
Thank you.
What was the biggest thing that you learnt from that series lost against Tundra?
I mean, we had super big problems in early game previously on scrims, and like first 15 minutes were a big struggle for us, and mid game, late game was like super good. And against Tundra, it was the opposite. We did good first 15 minutes, but then mid game we crumble. Like late game, we also couldn't do anything, but it was a big upgrade that we managed to like get through this first like 15 minutes. Like we really wanted to make it happen, and we felt confident. Like we got like 2k gold lead, minute 13 both games. We got good heroes, and I think we like we had everything to win. So yeah, basically early game, we got early game.
Awesome. Well, Misha, congratulations again. 2-0 again to Secret. Nice little start for you guys, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you too. Bye bye.
See ya.
Thank you.
Gosh, Misha, a fountain of knowledge there on what happened. I guess everything that went wrong when they faced Tundra, but also everything that went right here versus Secret. Anything that you guys want to talk about that he shared? Maybe the tri-lane question that you had there, Sheep?
I wanted to ask way more about it, but I didn't want to intrude on their
You should have. Like, tell me all of your strats right now.
But that's the thing. I'd love to just sit down for 30 minutes and be like, all right, let's break this down 1 minute by 1 minute. But yeah, no, I don't want to obviously poke for too much. It's cool that they're doing. It's cool that they're doing it in the first place, and it's working for them now in this series, and like they're figuring out how they want to play those lanes.
Yeah, I mean, he clearly said he's trying to copy Gaming Gladiators. Of course, they were the ones who kind of brought it back into meta a year ago, in EU at least. I think from his interview and the statement he just made there, they were really crumbling in early game in scrims. The best way to win in early game is to tri-lane, because you physically outnumber your opponent.
That's true, actually, yeah.
So it does feel like a quick response to maybe some bad scrims. It's the easiest way to fix that. And if they want to continue this style of play, then they just need to kind of now learn the transition point from leaving a tri-lane to crushing the map, which they weren't able to do against Tundra, but they clearly were able to do against Secret. So there is evolution happening from each series, and when they find that point of being able to pivot between dual lanes to tri-lanes and stuff, that's when they'll become a truly scary team. But again, clearly it's a team that is developing and learning throughout the DPC.
I thought the most interesting thing about that interview was actually him talking about not boot camping, because I think that perspective is not as common anymore as it used to be. The fact that he thinks there can be benefits to not boot camping, like the